Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
The delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have a chart here that I want the members of the other side of the aisle to see. 1 through 40. It's not complicated, just some numbers, but each one of these represents a number in a week of a child's life, from conception to birth. Right now, I'm sitting around 31. We've heard a great deal from the other side of the aisle about abortion today, and I'm sure we'll hear it continually, about how Governor Youngkin and us evil Republicans are going to end abortion in Virginia now that Roe v. Wade is overturned. We know what the governor said, a restriction of abortion set 3 weeks after the European standard, about the time a baby can feel pain, with the exceptions for life and help of the mother and rape and incest. That's right here, Mr. Speaker, 15 weeks. Now, I know the other members of this chamber on the other side of the aisle don't want to talk about weeks. They want to talk to their base, they want to stir a pot, and they want to give us ideations of Margaret Atwood's Gilead. Just 3 years ago, in this body, we heard legislation that asked us, abortion on demand without an apology, was said. In fact, quote, my bill would allow that, yes. As far as I know, I would assume that opinion hasn't changed for many people that were serving at that time. A woman could be actively in the process of giving birth to a viable 40-week infant and still opt for an abortion. And at that time, the other side of the aisle was okay with that. So, here's the chart. We have to ask ourselves a question. Where do you stand? How do you feel? Is 40 weeks still okay? Are you comfortable with that? If I'm wrong, I would love for the members of the other side of the aisle to rise and tell us your actual position. Are you okay with 40 weeks? Are you okay with the moment of birth? Is that acceptable to you? Because if you don't draw any line, or you're too scared to say anything, you stand by idly. You've already communicated to us. It's between a woman and her doctor to decide. Then you're allowing abortion until the moment of birth, until you speak up and say different. You won't do it. Every one of you, despite our differences, I know you're decent humans. Every last one of you, whether you're compelled by faith, God, your community. You know deep down that a 40-week fetus is actually a baby. You know it. You absolutely know that. Mr. Speaker, I would encourage our friends on the other side of the aisle. This opens an opportunity for conversation to tell us where you stand. Tell us how you feel. The governor has made his position very clear on this issue. We'd like to pass a bill. We talked about it. 3 weeks longer than the European standard. When babies can feel pain, think about that. In the meantime, I hope someone asks my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, whether it be the press, their constituents, their church members, people sitting next to them, where do you stand? The Commonwealth is going to wait for your answer, and come January, we're going to have this discussion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.